Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to Color Craze combined with All About the Mouse. And today I have a layout for you that is based on some inspiration pieces from Disney. And so this month we had several different pieces we could choose from, but most of them had these dark night skies in them. And so with the focal point being all lit up. So that led me to pulling out these photos that I have of, it's called Mickey's Mix Magic. And so it's basically their nighttime show that is projected on Main Street at Disneyland. I think they project it in other parts of the park as well, but I happened to be on Main Street that day. And so it's all of these kind of like ode to Mickey and then Disney type of projections that are up on the screen. It's all set to music and it's like a light show. And so the bottom two photos feature Elsa and Olaf from Frozen. The upper two photos feature Mickey and Minnie, and they're almost like a retro Mickey and Minnie. So in a retro cartoon. And so that's what I chose for my inspiration, or from the inspiration from It's All About the Mouse. And then the color portion is the red, yellow, and blue color that you saw at the beginning there as well. And that was our inspiration for Color Craze. So it's like a red, yellow, and navy. And so I pulled out this navy Shimmerz, and it is Oakie Bear Blue, if that's of interest to you. And so I am just using the packaging technique on plain cardstock. There's no gesso or anything on it. I'm just letting it go ahead and soak right in, and let it take the color wherever it feels like it wants to take the color. I don't mind that big swatch in the center that doesn't have any color on it, because my two strips of paper are going to go across there. And I'm also going to use some Picket Fence Studio paper Glitz. This is not paper glaze, it's paper Glitz. It's a little bit different. It's a lot more runny than paper glaze. This is the first time I'm using it, and it didn't perform as I expected. I think maybe my expectation was a little bit off. I kind of expected it to be like paper glaze, but with a silver glitter in it, a really fine silver glitter. But it's a lot more runny, so it doesn't have that paste kind of feel. So when you put it through your stencil, you have to kind of be cautious of how you put it through, because it kind of squishes under the stencil, so that the top left hand side, you can see the silver there, it kind of smushed through the stencil. The other areas I got a fairly clean image, but I don't know that I would use it for this technique again, or maybe I would try putting it on with a different type of applicator, maybe like a sponge applicator, and then just dab it through. And so that was kind of a learning experience for me. So then I have these two pieces of paper that I cut out of a paper pad that is really old. I don't even really know the name of it. I think it is from EK Success, but I could be wrong on that. But it does pull in the navy, the yellow, and the red. It does actually give me the additional colors of that lime green and kind of a turquoise color, which is fine. I don't have those colors in my inspiration, but that's okay. And then I start looking at the sticker sheet that I have there off to the right hand side. I think I'm going to pull in that piece that says Main Street. It has a green and a yellow balloon, and I know green's not in my inspiration, but that's okay. The blue is a little lighter than the navy that is in the inspiration piece, but it does pull in the word Main Street, which I think that works well, because these photos were taken on Main Street. So what I did was that all of the stickers that I decided to use, I put them onto white cardstock and cut around them, because they are clear stickers and I didn't want anything to show through them. And then I pulled out these three Mickey heads that are made out of denim, and then they've got gold stars on them, and they're puffy. They are much larger than I had thought they would be when I ordered them. They've been in my stash for quite some time, more than a year. And so I wanted to get them used, or get them out of my stash one way or the other, maybe give them to a friend if I wasn't going to use them. And when I'm scrapbooking and making this, I do actually have a couple of friends over, and one of my friends suggested running it through the Big Shot. And so since she was working with the Big Shot, I handed it right on over to her, and it flattened it out just like a pancake. And that was much better. It made it more suitable for my liking. And you can see there, I'm looking at how flat it made it, and I'm really happy with that because originally I was like, wow, these are so big. I don't want to put all three of them on the layout. Maybe I'll just put one. But then once she flattened them, they are still big in like circumference or like or around the entire size of the head. But because they're flatter, I can layer up my words across them a lot better. And so it kind of minimizes how big those heads are. And so I'm liking that quite a bit. And then I'm going to use some fun foam to pop up the areas that are not supported by the Mickey head under those stickers. And so I'm going to pop those up. I also pulled in that little square piece that has a camera on it because that piece that says Main Street on it doesn't have any red on it. And my other two embellishment areas are primarily red writing. And so I wanted to pull some red down into that area as well. And so that little camera that has the red on it just was the perfect little square addition. And so I'm liking how that looks. I also did trim down my entire background by a quarter of an inch on two sides so that I have an 1/8 of an inch reveal. And I backed it with some navy blue paper, or it's a paper that has a navy blue border all the way around the outside so that I could have a nice framed layout. And I really do enjoy that look. So that makes me pretty happy. I am also going to pull in those gold stars that you see to the left-hand side. I do need to pull the backing off of them, but I'm going to pull those 3 in. I'm trying to use up a lot of my old stash so that I can move forward and buy some new stuff. So like I said, these have been in my stash for quite some time. They're acrylic pieces and they're just gold stars. They'd be totally usable on just about any layout, but because those Mickey heads have gold stars on them already, I decided to go ahead and put them down on this layout just for some added pizzazz. And so I'm liking how that's coming together, and I'm thinking about my title. I did have to look up the name of the show, and it is in fact Mickey's Magic Mix. And so I am going to put that as my title down at the bottom of the photos, not the bottom of the page. And I'm using these relatively small alphas. These are from Elizabeth Craft Designs. And so this came in a pack of 3 different sizes of alphas. They are all the exact same font, but this is the smallest size that comes in the package. And I think it's a bargain buy. I want to say it was under like $35 or something like that, but you get 3 sizes of alphas. Yes, it's all the same font, but like I said, 3 sizes, you can't really beat that. And so I decided to go with the smallest font because I don't need the title to be huge. I actually considered not putting a title on here, but I do want to note what the event was. And then I will just do some journaling right below the title. So I may end up adding the word on between the word, I'm sorry, it's Mickey's Mix Magic. That's the title, not, I had the words reversed when I told you before. So I may end up adding the word on between Magic and Main Street so that it will read Mickey's Mix Magic on Main Street. But I haven't decided that quite yet. And so what I'm doing here is I have put some of my liquid adhesive on the back of my hand there. And so I can just dip those letters right onto my hand to pick up a little bit of adhesive. It allows me to get the adhesive on the letter kind of like all over without putting so much on that it squishes out from underneath the letter when I adhere it to the page. And it's a really good way to do that when you have these really narrow alphas or anything that's really small like that. And so I did not bother cutting the apostrophe for Mickey's. What I end up doing is I use a blue Sharpie and I just kind of write it in, mainly because I didn't want to get the dies out again and find the apostrophe, but because it's such a small little tiny die, I didn't want to like end up, you know, it's not like the blue is going to show that it's a slightly different blue or anything like that. So that is pretty much going to do it. Go and check out everyone else who's playing along with All About the Mouse. There are a bunch of people in my description box down below. Also, go check out MK's channel. She is doing Color Craze with me. This is our new series that we're doing for the month of November. So check that out. We are using the same color inspiration and working with it each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we will have inspiration for you throughout the week. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.